getting ready to upgrade your listening room, because today we're kicking off the countdown to the best home speakers that will fill every corner with crystal clear sound. From compact bookshelf setups to expansive floor standers, these picks balance performance, design, and value. Today, I'm going to be going over the best home speakers that you can get right now. All of the products mentioned are linked in the description, so check them out if you're interested in any of them. With that, let's begin. At number 5, we have the Polk Audio T15. Polk Audio T15 is a budget-friendly, passive bookshelf speaker designed to deliver surprisingly full sound in small spaces. It uses a two-way design with a 5.25-inch dynamic balance woofer and a 0.75-inch soft dome tweeter, arranged in a sealed cabinet with a rear bass reflex port. The result is a sound profile that leans toward punchy bass without sacrificing clear mids and intelligible vocals. With an 8-ohm nominal impedance and around 89 dB sensitivity, the T15 is forgiving of average receivers and can run well from a modest stereo amp. Frequency response stretches roughly from the low end around 60 Hz to well beyond 20 kHz, which means you'll hear the kick drum and snare crisp and the highs airy, even at moderate listening levels. Because the speakers are passive, you will need an external amplifier or AV receiver to drive them, which gives you flexibility to pair with a compact budget amp or an integrated amp with a built-in DAC, depending on your setup. The cabinet uses a matte vinyl finish and a simple, clean look that fits most decor, while the port on the rear side helps extend the bass response in a small living room or a desktop setup. In practice, the Polk T15 excels as a starter stereo pair or as the front channels in a budget home theater, delivering solid dynamics in movies and punchy, everyday music reproduction without demanding expensive electronics. Large woofer moves a surprising amount of air for the price, delivering bass that has texture rather than flab. The highs stay smooth, not shrill, when you keep your listening volume in the comfortable range, and the mid-range voice harmonics stay intelligible even when the guitar riffs get busy. Because it is a passive design, the T15 invites you to tailor your sound with the amplifier you choose, so it can scale with your system as your budget grows. Compared to the Edifier R1280T, which I have included as number 4 on this list, the Polk Audio T15 relies on an external amplifier to unlock its full bass and dynamics, especially when you push the volume and dynamic range of modern music. And you pair it with a clean, capable amp, the Polk T15 can surprise with bass weight that feels larger than its size, while still delivering crisp highs and clear vocal presence that never sounds recessed. At number 4, we have the Edifier R1280T. The Edifier R1280T is a compact, powered two-way bookshelf system that aims to deliver a warm, studio-friendly sound with practical features for desktop and living room setups. You get a robust built-in amplifier that delivers about 42 watts total, distributed between the two channels, which is more than enough to fill a typical bedroom or small living space with convincing music and cinema sound effects. 4-inch woofer pairs with a silk dome tweeter, roughly 0.5 inches, to create a balanced soundstage that leans toward musical warmth rather than clinical neutrality. Chassis is finished in classic wood veneer with a lightly rounded cabinet that helps minimize audible resonances. And Edifier includes front-facing tone controls for bass and treble, plus a convenient remote for easy adjustments when you're lounging or working at a desk. Connectivity is straightforward. 2 RCA inputs for easy integration with a computer, TV, or turntable with a dedicated lineout, as well as a 3.5 auxiliary input. The overall presentation is forgiving and friendly, with pleasant vocal presence and a sense of width that makes stereo imaging feel natural rather than boxed in. The Edifier R1280T shines as an affordable desktop or living room companion, letting you tweak the tonal balance with simple knobs and seating that keeps you in the sweet spot for dialogue and mid-range detail. Compared to the Polk Audio T15, which I have included as number 5 on this list, the R1280T includes built-in amplification and multiple inputs, making it a plug-and-play powerhouse for people who want a quick, ready-made setup without hunting for an external amp. At number 3, we have the Sonos Era 100. This wireless performer embodies modern room-filling sound with streaming flexibility that suits most homes, apartments, and creative workspaces. The Era 100 carries a compact dual-driver arrangement, 1 midwoofer and 1 tweeter, inside a sculpted, ported cabinet that focuses sound toward the listener while still filling a room with presence. It leverages Wi-Fi for multi-room playback and integrates seamlessly with the Sonos ecosystem, including AirPlay 2 support for iOS devices and broad interoperability with TVS and other Sonos speakers. Sound-wise, you'll hear clear vocal definition, crisp high-end air, and a natural sense of space across tracks ranging from intimate singer-songwriters to dense, layered electronic music. Like traditional wired speakers, The Era 100 can adapt its presentation through software-based tuning like TruePlay, which uses your phone to measure room acoustics and tailor the EQ. Design is modern and approachable, with a premium finish and a compact footprint that fits on a bookshelf or side table without dominating the room. Because it relies on wireless streaming rather than an analog hookup, you gain convenience and scalability within a multi-room setup, while potentially sacrificing some absolute control over tone with manual knobs. If you value effortless integration, consistent performance across rooms, and smart features, the Era 100 makes a strong case as the hub of a contemporary listening space. Paired to the Edifier R1280T, which I have included as number 4 on this list, the Sonos Era 100 brings wireless convenience and ecosystem-wide connectivity to the table rather than relying on a built-in amp and wired inputs. At number 2, we have the Marshall Acton III. This compact Bluetooth speaker is built around a vintage-inspired guitar amp aesthetic with a real wood cabinet and tactile controls that invite hands-on adjustment. It packs a 30-watt total amplifier into a small footprint with a robust 2-channel setup that typically includes a dedicated woofer, around 3 inches, and a tweeter, plus a refined port that helps deliver a punchy but articulate bass response. Acton III excels at delivering musicality with a certain warmth and liveliness that makes it feel engaging for rock, pop, and indie soundtracks. On the back panel, you'll find a traditional 3.5mm auxiliary input for wired sources and a fairly capable Bluetooth receiver for easy wireless playback from a phone or tablet. The control layout, volume, bass, and treble knobs on the top lets you sculpt the tone in real time without needing a separate app, which suits live rooms or casual listening sessions. Build quality is a strong selling point here, as the speaker breathes a sense of premium hardware and attention to detail that matches the Marshall brand's aesthetic. The result is a sound that can be bold and dynamic in the mid-range and low end, while still remaining relatively forgiving on brighter tracks if you tame the treble slightly. Those who crave a stylish focal point with satisfying vinyl vibes and a tactile user experience, the Acton III delivers. Compared to the Sonos Era 100, which I have included as number 3 on this list, the Marshall Acton III trades seamless Wi-Fi streaming for tactile knobs and a warmer, more colored sound that suits casual, expressive listening. At number 1, we have the Edifier P12. These passive bookshelf speakers are a straightforward, no-fuss design that aims to deliver solid stereo imaging and convincing mids with a simple, efficient 2-way layout. P12 features a 4-inch woofer paired with a 0.75-inch tweeter in a compact cabinet, designed to minimize unwanted cabinet resonances while providing a broad frequency response that works well for near-field computer listening, modest music setups, or as front channels in a budget home theater with a separate amplifier. In passive, they require an external amplifier or AV receiver to drive them, which gives you the freedom to tailor the power and sonic character to your room. The binding posts on the back are friendly to standard speaker cables, and the cabinet is typically finished in a wood veneer that complements most decors while keeping the footprint reasonable for a bookshelf or desktop placement. In practice, they deliver a well-balanced sound with clear vocal presence, dynamic percussion, and a sense of space that makes recordings feel more lifelike than a compact powered speaker might at this price point. The P12 excels when paired with an amp that has a clean, neutral character, so you can hear the driver's true response. Paired to the Marshall Acton III, which I have included as number 2 on this list, the Edifier P12 offers the potential for bigger, wider stereo when paired with a capable amp, but it lacks built-in amplification and the convenience of a single cable setup, which means you'll need to manage an extra component in your audio chain.